Dunkin', though, is now in hot water for another problem, getting heat in Brooklyn after a worker was accused of refusing service to two New York City police officers, saying, quote, "I don't serve cops." The head of the detectives union now leading a boycott of the chain while the manager of the store disputes the incident. Joining me now, president of the Cleveland Police Patrolmen's Association. He's Detective Stephen Loomis. Good to see you, Detective.
Good evening.
Is this a problem? We've heard of a McDonald's worker in Virginia fired for denying service to cops. Is this a big deal?
I think that this is happening more than is actually being reported, and that's sad. The employees need to be vetted better by the employers. Why would you work at a donut shop if you didn't like the police?
Exactly.
That makes no sense at all.
Right. So why is it happening?
The false narrative out there. We're still fighting the Obama administration false narrative, Black Lives Matter. People are starting to come around now, and we are seeing that on more and more occasions. But we're still dealing with that false narrative. And here you probably have a very young, impressionable mind that has his mind made up, and unfortunately took the actions that he took. Now the ownership of that place needs to stand up and do the right thing and apologize to the New York City Police Department.
Sir, do you notice a palpable downtick, a downtrend in rioting and Black Lives Matters marches? What's going on there? Did you notice that? Is that true?
Yeah, I think it is. I really do. We see it here in Cleveland. The support for the police officers here in Cleveland is overwhelming. People are tired of it. They're tired of living in fear. They're tired of hearing the false narrative against police officers across this country. They see we're doing a much better job of getting the very good stories out there, the heroic stories that we didn't do before. So it is going to swing, and it's swinging in our favor. And, we're a good group of people, and we're out there doing a very tough job, and we make very good decisions in very bad situations.
Understood.
And that's what we're going to keep doing.
Minority police officers have stepped up and said, we're out there fighting the good fight, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Minority police officers have it harder than Caucasian police officers because they have to deal with the racial issue of being a minority. We have officers that go through the Uncle Tom. They go out and do police work, and they're the race haters all of a sudden. So they have a very difficult job too, much more difficult, I think, than the Caucasian police officers.
Let's switch topics. Could Donald Trump's presidency be hurting the gun business? We've got shares of Sturm Ruger and Company plummeting nearly 10% after the gun maker reported second quarter sales fell by 22% versus a year ago when President Obama was in office. FBI background checks for gun purchases dropped double digits in June year over year. Gun stocks closing the day mixed. Sturm Ruger and Vista Outdoors ending the day higher, with American outdoor brands closing in the red. So, Detective, gun sellers report a boom in gun sales last year when Hillary Clinton was leading the presidential polls and the Obama administration was moving in on gun control. Now sales are down under President Trump. What do you think of that?
Well, they were record sales. Good, God-fearing, law-abiding citizens were scared to death that their Second Amendment constitutional rights were going to be obstructed by President Obama or a President Hillary Clinton. And so they went out and they did more for the economy. That's probably the only thing that they did for the economy was boost gun sales. But now you can't maintain that level. People are comfortable in the fact that President Trump is not going to be attacking the Second Amendment, and there's not a rush to get in there before the laws change and the Constitution changes. That's not in our near future. So
now we have this story for you. We'd like to react. We're not going to show this. Let's show it. This video of a horrific attack left a man motionless on a Dallas train platform. There was this gang. They beat up a kid. Sir, is traveling by subway or train getting overrun by violence? I mean, when you see videos like this is horrific. I mean, it's scary stuff.
Yeah, it's a terrible video. It's a terrible set of circumstances. I'm shocked that the DART system down there does not have audio, video. This is courtesy of a Facebook post that we have this evidence.
It's terrible. It's just a disgrace.
And I want to know where's the NAACP? Where's Black Lives Matter? This was an African American gentleman that was attacked by an African-American
Okay.
mob because he was smoking dope, because they were smoking dope, and he asked them to stop. Where are these groups? His civil liberties were obviously abused by this group of misunderstood youth,
Okay.
if that's what you want to call them. But
Detective, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
thank you for having me.
Thanks.